Hey, this is Saidan, coach of Destiny 6, bringing you the quarter-final match of the MBL Season 2. Our opponents for this round is Kami Level Threat and their coach Taka. Now, we did face Taka on the final week of the regular season, and we did lose to that team. So it doesn't you know for doesn't it's not a good sign, but hopefully we can turn it around and get a win as opposed to turn our luck around and win, and hopefully get to the semifinals, which will hopefully lead to a finals and then championship. So without further ado, let's just check out the team. So the team is well, if you've seen last week, it's exactly the same. It's I won't delve too deep into it, but he did go with, if I was to say, like, he did go used like Duraludon, Clefable, Gliscopod, Starmie, Charizard, and Chinchino last time. So I think, to be honest, I think he won, so he's probably going to use the same Pokemons, but I don't necessarily think he's going to go with the same tactic. The only Pokemon I think he might just replace is Gliscopod, since he didn't bring it out, so he probably didn't need it, and replace it with probably Dusclops, because I don't think I've presented any Pokemon that could threaten Dusclops in last week's match, so he might just put that in replace of Gliscopod. But otherwise, I also didn't present a way of hazard control, so I can see maybe that Clefable will be using Stealth Rocks or even Duraludon. But besides that, I think he's gonna. There's no reason why he would not pick the same Pokemons. Now, to jump ahead a little bit, I'm actually bringing the exact same Pokemons as well, but I've changed a few around. So as you can see, my first Pokemon is always Cinderace, but this time having spawned the heavy duty boots, and I've replaced Sucker Punch with Taunt. So that way I have an option against Dusclops, and if I do get Cinderace in front of Clefable, I can stop it from doing Stealth Rocks, or even stop if he's using the exact same Clefable, I can stop it from Carmining and Ban Passing the however, this time I also decided to go with 228 plus speed. This way I will outspeed Chinchino and Starmie. So last time I sped crap Charizard. This time I sped crap a little bit higher. I do lose out a little bit on power, given that now I'm from Jolly natured I went from Adamant to Jolly, and I'm not as bulky because I need to invest more into I needed to put more speed value. So yeah, that is Cinderace. Otherwise, it's the same moves, and I think Cinderace just does the same thing it was last week. Just do as much damage as it can, threaten. Just threaten. Threaten his. Just like pivot around, threaten his Starmie and Clefable. So my second Pokemon is Escavalier, and Escavalier is more or less the exact same as last time. Same EV spread, same item, same ability. The only difference is that I've replaced Iron Head with Knockoff. I just found that Escavalier, the biggest problem was that it would have drawn Charizard in too easily. I think with Knockoff, at least I can punish the switching of Charizard. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. It's designed to just take special attack hits, mainly from Duraludon and probably Starmie. So, and it should be able to take some hits from like Chinchino. He didn't use a Mystical Fire Clefable, but I'm still don't want to risk the Mystical Fire from Clefable. So, my third Pokemon is Flygon, and actually Flygon has not changed at all. I'm using the exact same Flygon set as last time. I didn't reveal any of Flygon's moves, so it did get blindsided by the choice Scarf Duraludon. I do think Flygon has a place, this choice specs version, so I'm just using the same Flygon basically. Nothing more to say, really. Raichu is my fourth Pokemon, and just like Flygon, it's exactly the same. I think Raichu did exactly what I needed to do, and I see no reason to actually change the moves or abilities or set of Raichu. So yeah, it's just mainly I'm probably going to be clicking Volt Switch. If I feel like I can sweep the rest of the team, maybe go for Thunderbolt. Focus Blast just in case I need to do damage to his electric resist, and the most notable thing, I guess 180 plus speed means that I outspeed Charizard if it's at +1 still, and no point in putting defense because it doesn't live any physical moves anyway, so same as last week. Yeah, my fifth Pokemon, again exactly the same as last week, Slowbro. Slowbro didn't do much last week, and actually no, well, it did. It did. I think it was impressive in a sense that it took the physical hit from the belly drum Charizard well, or better than I thought it would. Because I was just planning sack Slowbro, but yeah. And I think the fact that I had the Rocky Helm, I mean, it helped chip Charizard enough that the Volt Switch was guaranteed. There was, I think, no way Charizard was going to survive. I mean, if it was full HP Charizard, there's a chance, but yeah. Or even 75% Charizard, I think, still had a chance of surviving Volt Switch, depending on the build. But I think Slowbro still has some things to offer. And look, I'm not banking on him. Like, I do think he's going to bring the exact same 6, but look, he's. I'm not going to rely on the fact that I'm not going to put stock into that. He could still bring in DD. He could still bring Toxicroak, and Slowbro will able to handle those pretty well. And my last Pokemon was again Togekiss. This time I went with a wide lens. Well, Cinderace says now has the heavy duty boots, so there's no point. So I can't have that. But I leave the wide lens because I feel like I really do not want to miss my Thunder Waves and Air Slash. I think the Air Slash at the beginning, the Air Slash miss at the beginning really. I don't know if it actually, no, it wouldn't have really affected the move, but it was annoying, and I don't really want that to happen again. Especially, I don't want my Thunder Waves miss. And honestly, Togekiss is more of a defensive Pokemon, so I don't really need to use an item that increases its power. Honestly, Green Grace, obviously that means that with the Air Slash, the 60% flinch rate. If it's paralyzed, that means there's a 70% chance that my opponent won't move at all. So, but otherwise, it's the same move. I forego Defog for Thunder Wave, and I think the EVs are exactly the same. So, I think Togekiss was surviving the moves that he needed to. So I had no reason why I should swap out the EVs. So that's my team. So pretty simple because it's the same as last week. But let's get to the match. So it looks like my opponent bought the exact same Pokemons from last week. So G-Max Duraludon, Gliscopod, Chinchino, Clefable, Starmie, and Charizard. That's I mean, it's what I expected. I'm not expecting exact same moves, but we'll see if my changes is enough to get through. I think Raichu's obviously I think just the best Pokemon to lead with. I mean, I can just Volt Switch on any Pokemon except Golisopod. At that point, I can just probably hard switch to Togekiss. So I see no reason why I should not lead with Raichu. Actually. So yeah. So looks like Satako leads with Clefable, and obviously I have my Raichu. So obviously the first thing I want to do is maybe just I'm not gonna do enough damage, so I just Volt Switch out. I'll switch into Cinderace. Hopefully it's going for Carmine, because like I said, Clefable could be his could be his Stealth Rocks. So which unfortunately it is. So now I didn't bring any way of hazard removal, so I am forced to play with Stealth Rocks. Lucky for me, my team's not really that weak to Stealth Rocks. I do suspect he's gonna switch, but at the same time, there's actually really no reason for me to just go with Iron Head. But he's gonna switch. Most likely gonna be Duraludon or Golisopod, one of those two. And yeah, he goes for Golisopod, which is yeah. So the Iron Head obviously is not gonna do much. Golisopod has a great defense, but I could just U-turn, or I could hard switch. I do decide to go for hard switch because there is a chance he will just Aqua Jet. And Togekiss should be able to take any hits. I mean, it's a strong move. It's probably Poison Jab. I'll still do 40. I do get hit by that, but he goes for Liquidation, which does a lot more damage than I thought. And that was due because of the critical hit. So unfortunately, I'm forced to Roost here. So nothing much I can do. He obviously switches to Clefable, which is an interesting choice. Could have switched to Duraludon, but at this point he's probably trying to go for that Carmine boosting. So I kind of have to go a little bit Hail Mary, I guess. I'm just going to Air Slash, get as much damage as I can before it boosts special defense, and just hopefully get those flinches that I need. Luckily I get a critical hit, and I do get a flinch. Unfortunately, that is still probably need 2 more Air Slash. So obviously that's not going to force him to switch. I'm forced to Air Slash. He can decide to just well, there's no point. You can't Carmine after that. So I do get a second flinch, which I mean it's Togekiss, so it's kind of what you expect. Now at this point I actually just suspect my opponent to sack Clefable. I think it's just too low now to really do anything. A lot of my Pokemons can just defeat it, but switches straight to Duraludon. Now Duraludon is only flying resist, so Air Slash shouldn't do too much, but to my surprise, it did a lot more, and that was because of the critical hit, which is extremely lucky for me, because I don't even have super luck. I am using Serene Grace. So I think at this rate, it's foolhardy for him to Dynamax. So I'm just going to hard switch and see what move he's gonna go for. Last week he was choice scarf, but may not necessarily be this time. Little flash cannon. Escavalier should be able to take any hits, regardless of what move he makes. The drop in special defense does hurt a bit, but I actually do not think he's going to stay in on Duraludon. And if he does, I do knock off what his item is, and if it's choice scarf, it would have been great. But he switches into Golisopod, which, I mean, knock off on Golisopod, fine. At this point, I'm actually a little bit worried. I do decide to actually just knock off here, thinking he might double into Charizard. Now, I see no reason. I mean, he could do that just because I've performed knockoff. I'm unlikely to perform knockoff again. And Golisopod shouldn't be able to do too much damage to Escavalier, so I do take that liquidation pretty well, I'd say. But at this point, Escavalier, obviously I don't want to take too many hits on Escavalier. I still need it to defensively check Duraludon and Starmie. So I do go for the protect so I can get a little bit of HP healing. And then I do decide to switch to Slowbro. So Slowbro, obviously, I'm sporting the Rocky Helm, so I am gonna be able to just activate that emergency exit just by switching in, and I do that basically for free, I guess, because I have the regenerator ability. I mean, at the current health, I'm gonna gain back whatever HP I lost from that switch. So at this point, I'm pretty sure he goes for Duraludon. He switches into Duraludon, and which is not great for me. I could switch into Escavalier, however, Escavalier is badly hurt, and his Starmie is pretty hasn't come out yet, so it's healthy. And so at the same time, I'm thinking there is no, I don't really see a use in Togekiss. Now Togekiss has done well. It actually just set me up pretty well in this match. Even though I'm on the advantage, but I am, I think, starting to lose ground. So I need to make a big play. So I do decide to sack Togekiss. Obviously, now I don't expect it to be doing like a max depletion. I thought it was going to go for max Steel Spike just in front of Slowbro regardless, just to get that defense boost. So I was surprised from the max Darkness from Duraludon. He could have gone max Lightning, though I do think max Darkness was the coverage move for Slowbro. So I do sack Togekiss there after, you know, Togekiss set up my team. So I'm not too sad about loss, but that does mean I can put in Flygon in front of Duraludon. Fairly safe. Last time I couldn't I couldn't claim Duraludon because of the Choice Scarf, but because of the Dynamax, this Choice Scarf won't be in effect, and I can Earth Power the Duraludon. Yep. Yeah, so now the score's basically even, I guess. I do think I might have the advantage. I think my Pokemon's are a bit healthier, and I do now have I still have Raichu that can pretty much Volt Switch and Thunderbolt in front of all his Pokemon. Except Gliscopod. I did have to sack Togekiss for that, which, I mean, it could hurt, because Togekiss, I mean, he has no flying resist Pokemon. So, that's something I guess I could have done better. Maybe sack a different Pokemon, or maybe do get in Escavalier, in hopes of start having my Pokemon's overwhelm Starmie. But I do switch in Escavalier in. Should be able to take any hit from Starmie, even if it's an analytic boost. And especially since it's he's going for Ice Beam, which I resist, so took it pretty well. He's revealed to be a Life Orb. I could go for Protect, but I see myself actually just surviving any of his hits, to be honest. So I'm just gonna go with the knockoff. Now he does switch Starmie out for Gliscopod, so I don't get the extra damage boost for knocking off an item. Now I'm actually surprised that Gliscopod is his response to Escavalier. I don't see why Charizard wouldn't have been. I mean, maybe he is expecting those knockoffs, and the item is important for Charizard. I really don't know. But yeah, I do go for the Protects because I want to get that leftover heal. And I was going to switch into Slowbro, but after seeing that Leech Life, I thought to myself, I can't switch Slowbro in now. Even if so I'm contemplating whether he would go for Liquidation or Leech Life. Now I think if he goes for Leech Life and I make the wrong play, I'm just going to lose, I think. So I think I have to go Escavalier. Escavalier should survive a Liquidation, and just hope Mega Horn connects. So Escavalier does do that, and claims Gliscopod. So obviously at this point now, I'm actually whatever Pokemon he switches in, I think I'm forced to sack Escavalier. Even if I want to preserve it, well, I can't switch Escavalier into Starmie, even on a resisted hit. So whatever Pokemon he chooses, obviously I think I'm thinking ahead. So he goes for Charizard, which honestly is the Pokemon I really wish I really wanted in on with, because I know I can scare Charizard away pretty much instantaneously with Raichu. Last time he belly drummed with Charizard. Now obviously I don't think he'll belly drum, because I simply it's pretty obvious I'm gonna sack Escavalier. So I think he might as well just an attack, maybe a Flame Charge. Now the fact that he's taking his time, it must mean that he's thinking I was gonna switch, but I knew from that HP there was no point in keeping Escavalier. And he does make the prediction. I mean, it's not even a prediction, it's a pretty safe move. He goes for Scorching Sands. Now, unless I went for Flygon Note or Slowbro, I mean, Scorching Sands would have done pretty good damage. I do decide if I should go Raichu or Slowbro. I do go for Slowbro because I do know that at least I can. I have a definite threat. Now, I think thinking back, maybe I should have gone with Raichu, but I do go with Slowbro because I know that he can come in and just heal off any damage, whereas Raichu can't do that. So he does switch, and he decides to sack Clefable at this point, which is okay, Mike. I think is the best move for him. Now, actually, it could be that he thought Clefable would live, and then he can probably recover or in front of Slowbro, which is a possibility, especially if I didn't faint Clefable at that HP. Obviously, then a recover is an easy move for him. But he does go, but Clefable does fall, and it's a free switch in for him. Now, obviously, he wouldn't go Charizard, and I thought he was gonna go Chinchino, but he went for Starmie. So this probably just tells me that Starmie has. Well, I thought he would go Chinchino because Chinchino was most likely going to have Bullet Seed. I think lots of skill link. That skill link Bullet Seed ensures that. Now I don't have a safe switching into Starmie, so I do decide I'm going to sack Flygon. Now, obviously, I should have probably thought about it and think maybe he wasn't going to go for a water move in front of Starmie, in front of Slowbro, so I could have probably switching into Cinder Ace actually was probably a pretty safe move, but regardless, at this point, like at that HP, I'm just gonna go with Raichu. And given that what's left is Chinchino and Charizard, I thought, the best move is instead of going Volt Switch, I'll just go Thunderbolt. Chinchino, I think, will take. Charizard is just gonna, unless it's really bulky, it's gonna faint to Thunderbolt. If Chinchino, I think it doesn't require that much bulk to. I don't even think it requires any bulk to survive Thunderbolt, but it'll take tons of damage. I think about 80% from Thunderbolt if it's uninvested, obviously. But you'll see. I do err on the side of caution in the next move, because as suspected, he will switch into Chinchino. Now, I do want to. I erred on the side of caution because I don't want to take like. If he's Choice Scarf, I just wanted to check if he was Choice Scarf, really. And I was confident Slowbro should survive any move from Chinchino, with the exception I was worried about Bullet Seed, so I unfortunately I did not calc Slowbro taking Bullet Seed. I just assumed that Slowbro wouldn't take it well, and to my surprise, actually, Slowbro took Bullet Seed extremely well, actually. And despite that, he takes probably about 80% from that, 70%. And I see there's only like about the end of the battle. I do think he's just. Now, if he went for Rock Blast, I think I would have lost at this point. But I switched to Cinderace thinking that he might just go straight to Bullet Seed because the timer was running out. And to my luck, he did go for Bullet Seed. And that means that at the end of the game, I do have my 3 Pokemons alive, and in comparison to his 2, so I do take this quarterfinal match via just having more Pokemons, really. By HP, I guess. if that's the rule set we're going by. But yeah, so that was the quarterfinal match. Now thinking back, actually, I should calc how much bullet seed does to full HP, full defense Slowbro. Because like Slowbro has surprised me with how much defense, how much he can take, and I mean 80% probably sounds like 70% sounds probably right. 70 to 80. But I mean it is a lot of damage, so maybe it was choice banded, so he's never gonna be able to do Rock Blast anyway. But who knows? I didn't calculate. I'm not even gonna bother. um, but that was the quarterfinal match, and it was a pretty intense match to be honest. When I was actually playing it, and like I think like props to my opponent. Actually, that was just the fact that he could build his team very differently to what he did last week, and still effectively just like put my team on edge. I think is great. As you saw in Team Build, I only changed three Pokemon. Oh, like three of my Pokemons. Only Cinderace had the biggest change. Otherwise, Escavalier I only swapped one move, and with Togekiss I swapped the item and one move. Like that's it. I didn't change any EVs on Escavalier and Togekiss, and Flygon and Raichu and Slowbro didn't change at all. So the fact that he could come up with a pretty effective team, the fact that he actually recognized I didn't use hazard control in the last match and probably wasn't going to use it this match. So I think that was just great. I think I got really lucky at the beginning, and I just rode that luck to victory. So it was an unfortunate loss for him, but you just take the wins as they come, and just try to learn from the losses, which I think I did. Like I did EV Cinderace to cover for that. The fact that I undersped Chinchino last week. So yeah. Now for the semi-final match, I actually have no idea who my opponent is at this moment. And at the same time, actually, this first week playoffs or quarterfinals is it's actually a bit over 1 week, so I might not actually even have a video next week. But the very next video for this series is obviously going to be my semi-finals match. Now one other match has been played, but I don't think that will be my opponent. So look, my opponent is either going to be the LA Infinapes, or the Southern Snorlaxes, or the Wolfpack, which I haven't faced this season, and the other possible is the Cadillac's pack. So it's Hell's Wolfpack or Cadillac's pack is my so I think those are my four possible opponents. So we'll see how that goes. But until the next video, well, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment. Feel free to leave a comment and a like. And if you want to follow my playoffs run, feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, I do release the video around the same time each week. Again, I might not have one next week, but until the next video, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a nice day and see you